In this lab, we're going to learn how to edit Windows New Technology File System Permissions to allow different access to different folders, either on a network shell or a local operating system. So for this lab, you will need your Windows Server. We're going to go ahead and open our Server Manager, go to our Tools, and go to Active Directories, Users, and Computers. While we have this open, we're also going to open File Explorer, go to this PC, go to the C drive, and we're going to make a new folder at the very top, and we're going to call this folder Company Data, just like that. Inside of Company Data, we're going to create a new folder called Customer Leads, and another new folder called Employee Reviews. I'm going to come back to these later. Inside our users and computers, we're going to go to our users folder, and we're going to make a few new users. So new, let's make some groups first actually. So new group, and we're going to name it one group sales. Just keeping our global security groups, and a new group called managers. Alrighty. Oh, excuse me. I'm seeing if I can shortcut this. I cannot shortcut this. Okay. Just wanted to check. What we're also now going to do is create two new user accounts. So right click, new user, and we're going to call this user sales1, and give them an easy default password. Make sure they can't change it and never expires. Let's try that one more time. Okay. Oh, you know what? That is fail. Give me 1 second. Alrighty. If you did this lab right after the previous one, you'll want to make sure to change your minimum password down a little bit, or use more secure default passwords for your user accounts, as this is the default domain policy. Also affects the server. So make sure if it's saying the password's not good enough, you give it a stronger password. You just want to throw that out there real quick. Alright, and now we need to make a new user, and we're going to call this one, let me see here, manager1. So manager1, and give it a default password. And make sure the password never expires, all that good stuff. Alrighty, and now we're gonna add them to different groups. So sales, we're gonna click that, go members, add. I'm gonna add sales1 to the sales group. Go to the managers group, members, add, and we're gonna add manager1. Alrighty, so now we have our two new users and our two new groups. We're going to go back to our folder here, company data, and we're going to right click, go to properties, go to security, and we're going to change some of these settings. First things first, we're going to make sure administrator still has access to it as needed, just for debugging purposes. But we are going to get rid of the user's properties. So all users can no longer access this. Hold up. Alright, give me 1 second. Again, I gotta see what it's complaining about. Alrighty, so under your security page, you're going to go to Advanced and Disable Inheritance. And we're going to remove all inherit permissions from this object. And we're going to say yes and okay. So now, under security, we're going to edit. And we're going to add, first and foremost, we're going to add, let me see here, sales and managers. So we're going to add sales as in the group and give them full control. We're going to add managers, excuse me. managers, give them full control. And like before, we're going to add our default administrators as well, just for debugging this lab, just so we can do debugging as needed. Alrighty, so now inside of company data, what we're going to do is create I'm going to change the employees review folder where only the manager group can see it. So we're going to go to employees reviews, properties, go to our security, we'll add it, and we're going to remove sales. Once again, we'll need to go to our advanced. We'll need to disable inheritance and then make them explicit permission. So basically just copies and pastes and keeps the current ones. And then we're just going to tell sales that they cannot access employee reviews. Only managers can in the managers group. So we have our admins just so we can keep doing our testing, and we have the managers. Next, we're going to create a test file with information inside of it in the employees review folder. So employee reviews, we're going to make a new text file called sample review, and we'll call it 5 out of 5 stars everyone. So now we have a file with data in it and our employee reviews. And once again, we're going to right click, go to properties, and go to security and see that only managers and the admins can look at it. So now let's go to our managers one account. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to sign out of the administrator account. And I'm going to log into manager one to see if I can see both files. So I'm going to go to other user, manager one. Oh, good point. 1 second. Okay, to fix that little hiccup, we're going to go to domain controllers in our group policy management tab. We're going to click the domain controllers OU. We're going to edit the default domain controller OU. And we're going to go down to computer config, policies, Windows settings, security settings, local policies, user rights assignment, and double click allow logon locally. And we're going to add the users group. Note, bad idea in production. Local users should not be logging into our servers. But for this test environment for the ease of the lab, that's why we're allowing it. So yes, I am aware that this is a horrible setting to be configured. And if you see it configured inside of Patriot, it's probably a no-go if you're running Active Directory. But just for the ease of this lab, you'll need this to be configured. Restart your server and you'll be good to go. So we're now going to go to our manager one account. So I'm going to sign out. And I'm going to go to my manager one account. If I can type in my password quickly, there it goes. And I'm going to go to my file explorer. And by the way, let's see, we have a taskbar because we're not in the students OU from last lab. I'm going to this PC see company data. I can see customer leads, and I can also see employee reviews. And sure enough, I can edit it, save it, everything, because I have full control of it. So manager seems to be good to go. Let's go to our sales one. So I'm going to manager one, sign out. And we're going to go to our sales one. So other user, sales one. Let's go ahead and log in. And we're going to try it on this one. So we'll go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. Make it easier to see and read. Open File Explorer, this PC, see company data, employee reviews. Oh, I don't have permission to access it. If I hit continue, I gotta type in So an admin username and password. I can see my customer leads, but I cannot access employee reviews as I don't have permission. That is correct. As I am a salesperson, not a manager, I should be able to see my former, my coworkers' reviews. That would be inappropriate. So we're almost done with seeing how these ACLs work. We're gonna go ahead and pivot back. Oh, and I can't power off the server, which is actually very good. I'm going to go back to the default admin account. And we're going to try one more thing. So log into the default admin account. And we're going to go create a new group. So we're going to go to Tools, Users and Computers under Active Directory. Go to Users. We're going to right click, New Group. And we're going to call them Auditors. And we're going to create a new user called Audit 1. Audit 1. Give them a temp password that's never going to change because example, password never expires. And then in auditors, member add, we're going to add audit 1. So we're going to go to our company data and we're going to change the employee review folder. So we're going to go to properties, security. We're going to edit it to where the auditor, anyone in auditors can, let's see what we want to do. Where they can read and list folder contents, but they can't do anything else. And no write, no execute, no modify, no control. They can read and list the folder's contents. Apply OK. Now we'll also need to make sure that they have permission to access this folder as well. So we're just going to give them auditors, and we'll just go ahead and give them just read execute list, just the default ones. They don't need full control. Let's make sure employee views are still good. It shouldn't be inheriting. Let's just make sure. Looks good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to log into audit 1 and see what we can do inside the employee folder. So we're going to sign out. We're going to go to audit 1. Sign in real quick. And make it a bit easier to see. And then we're going to go to our C, company data, employee views. We can into it as we go to properties. We can see we do have read and list content, so we can enter. We can see sample review. And I'm a malicious auditor. I'm going to make this 1 out of 5 stars for everyone. I'm going to save them. Save. I cannot edit. I can see all the contents. I can audit it, but I cannot edit. So that is correct. Now I can make my own copy if I wanted to, but the integrity of the files are not changed. I can audit. I can view it. I can make comments on it, but I cannot change the raw data in here, and that is the important part. So that's the power and use of ACLs in Windows. And I know we did this kind of weird by just putting it as a folder, but you could imagine this could just be a shared file somewhere, and people could be accessing it all across the network instead of just logging into the server, which they would not do. But if you have any questions, let me know.